Good afternoon. I have the pleasure of the last 3 years of directing at the Kempe Center. The Kempe Center is the oldest national organization, actually international organization, focused on the clinical and research needs in the area of child abuse and neglect. We're at a university, and at a university we value scientific knowledge and accomplishment. When it came to the Kempe Center, I understood that there had been a Kempe Award given at these annual meetings many, many years. And also our colleagues that joined us at Kempe from the American Humane Association had been giving an award for many years at these meetings. And we got together and said, 2 awards, 1 organization, that sounds like a little silly, we ought to do it together. And we spent some time thinking about what that award should look like in the year 2014, what needed to be done. The Institute of Medicine has just done a review of the work in the field of child abuse and neglect, and I commend that report to you. But it talked about the need for further research and further scientific accomplishment and better knowledge about what we're doing. And so the faculty at the Kempe Center said, well, let's make this award, let's morph this award. So it's inaugural only in the sense that it's now changed in kind of direction to an inaugural award for the National Scientific Impact Award. Our criteria, we're looking at the work of the scientists and scholars around the world who had done research on child abuse and neglect. And we identified the top 25 who had done the most, who were the most cited in terms of people using their work. And then we had a judgment call. And we looked at those folks and thought, who has made the most impact? And it was focused on the last 10 years. The awardee, Dr. David Finkelhor. You'll notice in the bio that he was awarded a prize in 2004. 10 years later, our criteria is who's had the most impact on the last 10 years. So this really affects current and up-to-date work. I could embarrass David and go on at great length by reading you the whole bio that's in the program, but I won't. I think that it's probably worth saying, however, a couple things about David. David is a mentor to many, many people, a collaborator, and has really had a humility and touch with people that is really impressive. I just had the pleasure of being at a meeting with the International Society with him in Chile this last year, and people who never met David before were coming up and asking for advice about research projects and thinking about how they could do it. And David was humble and appropriate and approachable and incredibly helpful and collaborative with those people. So new people coming into the field doing new research can look to David as a mentor. I should also add, maybe I'll get in trouble for this, by saying that David's shop in New Hampshire has a seminar that people come up from all over the country and come up and present their work and get feedback from a group of gifted scholars, and he may be overwhelmed by people wanting to do that, but it's been a great opportunity, and I've sent a number of my colleagues and scholars there. So it gives me great pleasure to make sure that we all give a round of applause and recognize Dr. David Finkelhor for the National Scientific Accomplishment Award. Can you just stand for a picture or something like that? There's a picture right there. Okay. Thank you, David.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. All right. I get a few minutes for a couple of remarks here. So, thank you very much, Des. Thank you to the Kempe Center. Thank you to Henry Kempe. Thank you for all of you for your appreciation, and I'm very honored. 2 disclaimers. First, I do not have a terminal illness. When people start giving you awards at my age, sometimes it means that they don't think you're going to be around for very much longer. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm planning to stay around for a long time in this field. I really love it here, and not just when I get awards. So what's all this tottering around and this fashion accessory that I carry around that a lot of people ask me about? Well, I had some back surgery a few years ago, and my balance is still off. But good news, it is coming back. And there's no truth to the rumor that I've suffered a deterioration of the spine from too many years of groveling for government grants. I do grovel, but only in the most ergonomic, doctor-approved fashion. In my second disclaimer, all the stuff you heard about me, all the stuff in the bio there, it wasn't really me. I cheated a lot. It was me and a lot of other people who let me stand on their shoulders, who let me borrow their ideas, who taught me more about logistic regression and sort of wrote those parts of my papers. I've really been blessed with a lot of terrific colleagues in this field and at my research center and at the university. Now, no one should ever complain about the life of the university professor. It is pretty cushy, but one drawback is that it can be very lonely. You can spend your life passionately studying this obscure topic that is of interest to only 10 other people in the world, and half of them because they want to prove that you're a jerk. But me, I have been just unbelievably fortunate as an academic, because the topic that I landed on was one of interest to hundreds of or thousands of people who've given me just tremendous encouragement and inspiration over the years. This is really a wonderful field. You should know that. The quality of the relationships, the collegiality, the interdisciplinary atmosphere, the mutual respect that you find between researchers and practitioners, the relative absence of blood feuds that go on in the field. I've seen other fields of research, and believe me, this field is really unusual in the quality of its people and its discussions. And I also think this field has made a tremendous difference, and I think everybody should go away recognizing that. In the 50 years, roughly since the original Kempe research, I think we've really transformed the culture of this country, and we're transforming the consciousness of the world. I think we're going to look back on this period as a watershed in the recognition of the rights of children and the elimination of many, many barbaric and misguided and harmful childhood oppressions. And I have no doubt as well that this transformation is going to be the key to changing many other ills and evils of the world. So I think we all should feel very, very proud. Now, I'm going to indulge myself one bit because I got this award, okay, and maybe test how much I can embarrass myself in the course of receiving the award, but I'm going to sing a little song that pertains to some of the trials and tribulations of doing the few that pertain to the kind of work that I do. And so some of you, I think, will be able to identify with this. The data's in, the numbers crunched, the manuscript's been sent. Our program lowers child abuse by 93%. The conquest of this ancient scourge at last is imminent. Oh no. Revise and resubmit. Implications. Can you be more definite? Correlations, does your model really fit? New citations, can you update them a bit? Revise and resubmit. So we added text, refreshed the refs, controlled for victim's age. We shortened up the abstract so it fit on half a page. Detailed the change in unctuous prose, the critics to assuage. Oh no. Revise and resubmit. Replication, it would surely strengthen it. Explanation for the cases you omit. Punctuation and infinitives you split. Revise and resubmit. So we added 50 subjects, cut the P to .01, displayed in an appendix every case that we had run. Asked Strunk and White to edit it. It wasn't any fun. Oh no. Revise and resubmit. New reviewers, and they don't like it a bit. Misconstruers dealing death by picking nit. Oh, evildoers. Boy, this editor's a twit. Revise and resubmit. Well, we sent it back just yesterday. Revision 53. Our data now are old enough to join AARP. If I die soon, I only hope St. Peter says to me, revise and resubmit.